Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday night again, and welcome to Queen's Table. My lovely Annabel, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Really, really good. It is so good to see your face again. It has been a while, and it's going to be a lovely to have a catch up tonight. So, Annabel is UK's National Miss County Durham, and anyone that's watching that does want to make any comments, please pop them in the comments box, and you can ask any questions to either of us throughout this interview. So that would be lovely. So it's getting exciting now. You're returning to UK's National Miss for a second year, and that is held this July. How are you feeling about it all?
Oh, I'm excited now. It's what is it now? Like 5 or 6 weeks to go. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I've got preparations are well underway. I think I've got all my outfits, bar the white one for the opening round. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it this year. I feel like I've got the plan in place. I've also got future plans in place for afterwards, and I just think it's going to be a great year.
Oh, well, I certainly can't wait to be there and support everyone because it was fabulous last year. I enjoyed it so much. So last year you were first runner up, is that correct for UK's National Miss? I was there to watch it. You
Yeah,
did absolutely incredible. So can you just tell me a little bit about why you're going back to this system? What is this system that really appeals to you?
yeah, yeah. So yeah, last year I came first runner up, and obviously our Queen Soraya was crowned the first ever UK's National Miss, and it was a fantastic. It was like the pageant weekender of everything, wasn't it? We had every pageant nearly at that system. No, I absolutely loved it. Like the day before, the we wear the red and the blue, and we have the Pilates session, and then the pink pajama party on the night, and then obviously the next day we have the full rehearsals and interviews before we go on stage. And it's what drew me to it was the inclusivity, which goes in line with obviously my platform, and just meeting girls from all over the country, and they're all from different backgrounds. I mean, it's such an inclusive pageant. It's not based on marriage or children or age, since we seem to be in the older end of the pageants. So I just think, and for the young ones as well, I think it's inspiring them, because I think, especially because everything's like group activity, we're not sort of segregated, and everything's done together. It encourages them and inspires them. I know the young girls that sometimes lack confidence, and they see like older girls doing things, and I think it encourages them. And I just loved being a part of it last year. I thought I can't wait to be back.
Yeah, it was certainly such an amazing experience. That Pageant Girl weekend of last year, I think it was so special because we'd had all the lockdown, and it was the first time everyone was out and together. And I remember interviewing Soraya actually on Queen's Table when she was outside Park Hall, and I was due to travel the next day. And I just remember the excitement of seeing her. I think she just had a spray tan, and everyone was stood in the background waving, and it was just absolutely everyone was just. It was such an amazing vibe, wasn't it? And I mean, I
Yeah.
think I stayed down there for 4 days because it was lots of events one after each other.
Yeah.
So where is, if you could just tell everyone that's maybe watching this that doesn't know where it's held, how's the sort of structure of the event this year and where is it held?
So it's moved to central Manchester this year. We have a change in venue, so I don't yet know the like stage layout and things, but I'm sure Holly's got that and her team all under control, and we'll find out soon. So yeah, it's changed to the central Manchester, and it's on the 1st and 2nd of July. Um, so the first day it's like a full day. You start at 9 a.m. and we're in blue, and that's sort of like the introduction and the meet and greet sort of things, and filling out all the photography and videography forms, and just getting to know one another. It's a really good, open, friendly session where we actually just went round the room and we just spoke to everybody and things like that. And then we got changed into our gym gear and we did the yoga session, um, which was really good, and definitely felt the abs working then. And then after that, I think we had a small break, and then we went into wearing red, and um they there's the photographers there all day, and with the red we did, it was the happiness project and or confidence projects, and we did like confidence building games and things like that, and you get to know everybody before the actual day of finals, and it was just a good time.
I think that's a really, really good way of doing things. It was a similar thing at Atlantic actually, where you have that sort of building day beforehand, and you get to do these activities together. And it's a really good sort of icebreaker, especially for like new contestants or
Yeah,
if you're getting to know each other. And also, it just sort of relaxes you a little bit before the big day, doesn't it? Because you're
yeah,
there and you can sort of socialize. I think it's such a wonderful way of doing things. I think that all pageants should do it that way.
yeah,
Actually, it's great because it is really nice and it makes it a few days as well, doesn't it? So it adds to like
yeah,
your
absolutely.
experience as well. So did I see you did a pajama party last year as well? I'm sure I saw
Yeah,
some pajamas with unicorns and things floating around. Tell me about this.
yeah, so the pink pajama party, which is back again
Yeah.
this year, oh, it was great fun. Seeing everybody's different pink pajamas, and I think we made TikToks that night and did other games and things, and it was such a good and fun way to get to know everybody and just it's making memories, isn't it? And it's about making
Yeah.
friends that you're gonna make for life and making memories with them, and I just think it's one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Oh no, it looks absolutely fantastic, and like I say, I can't wait. And the live show's so electric, and there's such a good atmosphere, isn't there? And
Yeah.
it is an amazing pageant. I can't wait to see. So you've been into pageants a few years now. So what got you into them in the first place?
For me, getting into it was so obviously I competed in Galaxy. We competed in Galaxy, didn't we, in
Yeah,
2020, week before lockdown. So that was my first ever pageant. And prior to that, it was about for me building confidence and getting to know people, and just wanted to put myself sort of out there. And it has worked, and my confidence has gone from I used to like hide away, and now you're like I just want to be a part of it, and now I want to show other people that actually I think people there's still this like stigma, isn't there, if people don't know about pageantry, and actually it's not, it's a friendly inclusive environment where we promote each other and encourage each other, and the fangirls sort of thing where I just love it, and I'd recommend anyone to do a pageant.
it is. I mean, it's wonderful, isn't it? And you do get your girl supporting girls, and I just love that. Or women supporting women,
Yeah,
whichever way you'd like to put it. I mean, it's like when we properly met, we did meet at Galaxy, but when we met properly at Crown Camp, I mean, that was just such a wonderful experience. And we had a little group, we had a little WhatsApp with like our little group of girls who met, and we're always there supporting each other. So tell me, I did notice you went to Crown Island. Now that
yeah.
looked really, really good fun recently. Tell me a little bit about your experience with that.
Oh no, it was great fun. So yeah, we went to Spain with the crown coach and lots of other pageant girls, and I loved that it was like you met girls from all different systems, all different ages, and yeah, we went for a holiday in Spain. It involved like we had obviously relaxing time and around the pool and things like that, and then we did some sort of structured sessions. We had a white party one evening, a neon party another evening. We went out for Chinese all together, which was good fun. It's like that was like the sort of final night and things like that. And yeah, it was really good fun. It was a very relaxed environment, but also you just got to meet more people and know about their experiences and also what they'd gained from pageantry. I think that was quite good.
That's what's so wonderful about these events and things like that, as well as pageants, is you do get to sort of bond. I think maybe these like things like Crown Camp, for instance. I think it's wonderful because you do get that extra time. You haven't got to worry about competing, or you haven't got the added stress of I've got this outfit, I've got to get my hair and makeup done, or whatever. You can just spend some quality time with other pageant ladies that's got the same sort of loves as you. I mean, it did look amazing. I do hope they put another one of those on because I'm very interested in attending one of those for sure. So, on your Instagram and things like that, which I will put a link up in a minute where people can see what you're up to, I have noticed you've done quite a lot of fashion shows lately. So, tell me a little bit about those. There seems to be popping up
Uh,
all the time.
so yeah, so the sort of fashion shows that I do, I did my own over a month ago now, and that was to raise money for a sisterhood. But it goes with my platform about inclusivity, and it's nobody has to look a certain way, and fashion brands that are inclusive and don't there's no pressure on women to conform to certain sizes or anything like that. And I think it's the girls that were in my fashion show, you know, they're not experienced models, that they want to learn it and they want to do it, but it's about welcoming them into a good supportive environment. You know, one girl tripped and panicked, but actually she realized, you know, it's absolutely fine, and the crowd just cheered and she was back up and off. And I thought it was really good because, you know, it can knock your confidence, but I actually think
Yeah.
showing people that there's ethical, sustainable fashion brands out there,
Mm.
and also brands that, you know, are inclusive. I think it's a great way to, one, to raise money, and two, to show people and support and encourage people in that sort of way. The other ones I've done are more like sustainable fashion brands, and ran the one in York that I did for York Fashion Week. That was about repurposing and reusing old fashion, and one of the lines was, it was like made from tents and things like that. That was like the previous items, pre-loved items, and she would like completely change them into clothes, and they were amazing, like the prints on them. And I just think,
That's
like,
amazing.
I could never do that. Like, I'd love to be able to do it, but I can't sew to save my life. I can't even. I still run to my mum to put a button on my shirt if he's going sew.
I'm glad it's not just me, because I've actually found someone else that can't sew. You're being serious, because I literally cannot sew at all. And you know, when I see people make clothes and do alterations, I'm in complete awe of
Yeah,
them, because I have not got a clue. I need help with, yes, sewing on a pattern. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's like that. But how fabulous! And obviously reusing clothing, I think, is so important
yeah,
because of the environment and things like that. And it's always good to recycle things. I mean, I think these, you know,
yeah.
buying and selling sites are wonderful. But yeah, finding fashion brands that are more inclusive is a really good thing to show. So you also, I've noticed on your Instagram, you do a lot of modeling. So what sort of modeling have you been up to lately?
So just sort of the same sort of brands that I will like promote through my social media. One, to raise awareness that there are like brands. I know we're all used to our high street and quick fashions, but actually more sustainable brands and with ethical backgrounds, where, you know, they
Yeah.
provide that living wage to people that make the clothes, and, you know, it's not from where we would, where workhouses, well, which we wouldn't like to really think of. It's actually that they know who makes their clothes, and they're paid a good wage, and it's about them sort of brands that I want to promote.
Mm. That's a really good point, because unfortunately the sad thing is, with a lot of fast fashion and things like that, people are not getting paid what they should do, and some of the facts can be quite horrific. So it is really good to support these brands. And I must admit, I mean, I notice your Instagram all the time. The clothes you wear are absolutely incredible. I keep thinking, keep looking at them like, oh, you know, I'd quite like that dress, or I'd quite like that, because and they are so much better in so many different ways. So well done for that. That's absolutely fantastic. So could you tell me a little bit about the charity work you've been doing?
Yeah, so I continue to raise money for brands that sort of align with, or charities even that I align with. And, you know, we've got Down Syndrome Northeast and Together 21, which are both obviously local charities to me that I raise money towards. And obviously, my brother having Down syndrome, we continue to use sign language. And, you know, I love teaching sign language. Or I don't personally teach, my mum's a tutor, but if I can encourage and teach girls a bit of sign language, and I just think it's an important aspect. For me, it's about communication. I think the more we can communicate with each other, the better. And part of that inclusivity is about, if everybody could just sign a little bit, and, you know, I wouldn't expect everyone to be able to sign absolutely everything, but I think if we all had that little bit of sign language with us, that it would just open the world up to so many people.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I've attended a few of your sign language online sessions, and that was with your mum, wasn't it? And I absolutely loved it. I did learn a little bit, but where I'm quite severely dyslexic, I would need to probably do it a few times for it to sink in with me. But as for your brother, he is absolutely incredible. Like, I have interviewed him. I need to have him back on. He is so sweet. So, do you have any more signing classes coming up that people could get
Yeah,
involved with?
think I was gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna start promoting for the Jubilee to do some sign language for that. So I'm gonna get see who's interested. I'll put it on my stories tomorrow and sort of put a video together for one of the songs, and then I think I'll take a lead from there to do more sort of sign language again.
I think that's brilliant. I mean, I will definitely be very, very interested. As all all here at Pageant now, will definitely support that because it's such a good thing to do. Like you say, it is like opening doors to communicate with more people. And if you learn sign language, you never know when you're going to use it, and it is a really important thing to do. And it is quite interesting. I'm not going to lie; it was quite difficult at first to get the hang of it, but once you practiced it a few times, it is good. And you
Yeah,
do just do. I mean, it was about an hour session last time, wasn't it? Did you do it
yeah,
via Zoom or something like
yeah,
that? So people can easily get involved at home. And you even sent out certificates to everyone, which was really
yeah.
lovely, just to have that little sense of achievement. So that was wonderful. So we talked a little bit about your platform being inclusive. Is there anything else you want to talk about your platform?
Yeah, I think I've also been promoting sort of self-care, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been promoting the Yoga Nidra, promoting Sleep with Lisa, which is the first Wednesday of every month on Zoom. And we go through sort of a deep relaxation. She talks you all through it. And I just think, because I'm guilty of it, so we don't take time out for ourselves. And I've realized that actually we need to. And I think promoting that and showing, it's easy saying, oh well, you should do it, but actually showing ways that people can do it, and whether it is just joining the Zoom session for that hour and actually taking that hour, it's like once a month, to unwind and relax. And I think people say afterwards they've had a great night's sleep and it's improved their sleep patterns and things like that. And I think it's just an important aspect, especially as a nurse. You try and promote positivity and health.
Definitely. I mean, I've seen that, and I'm definitely going to be up for the next one because you are right. Self care is important, but where we're in such a busy world, I think now, people just sort of go to work, they're busy all the time. Some people have got children, this, that, and the other, and you're doing this, and you don't quite get a chance to just have that wind down. So, anybody that was interested in that, do head over to. Are you going to be advertising it again on your
Yeah,
pages? So, it would be at Mrs. County Durham on Instagram. So yes, do check that out. That's going to be fabulous. So going about not stopping, because your job probably involves a lot of that. Let's talk about your job as being a nurse. How long have you been a nurse? And can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, so I qualified in 2016. I'm a registered nurse within learning disabilities. Currently work in the care home sector in elderly palliative care. Previous to that, I worked in mental health and learning disabilities, and I was a whistleblower reporting um, abusive practice, which led to changes at government level to change practice within the UK.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's a really, really interesting job. So you started in 2016. How long did it take you to qualify? Did you go to college for quite a few years?
Yeah, so it's a degree, 3 years. I did mine at
Hmm.
Teesside University. We just actually through work, because there's still the degree route you can go, but through work we now um sort of the senior carers within my workplace. We're training them to be nurse associates, and then after that they can go on to become qualified nurses. And that's one route where they're in full-time employment with ourselves studying.
Hmm.
So they haven't got, because people, I wasn't that young when I started my nursing degree. People have a mortgage and have kids and have a life, and if they were going to take that time out to take a have a degree, it's a big commitment, a big cost, where we're doing it in a more um practical way for a lot of people. They won't have that debt at the end of those. Well, it'll take 4 years to qualify, but
Hmm.
if say 3 year degree, you come out with up to 30 grand's worth of debt.
This is it, isn't it? So, but what made you get into nursing in the first place? Was it just in your heart from the beginning? So you just knew what you
uh,
wanted to do?
no, I'd say back when I was younger, I never wanted to be a nurse. My mum was a general nurse and my dad was a mental health nurse. I was like, yep, not for me. And then my brother was born, and he obviously had Down syndrome, and I did my first degrees in marketing management and sociology, and so nothing really aligned with nursing. And then I came back up home, I moved back up, and I started working within the learning disability sector, and that was with supported living. And I supported young adults to live as independently as possible. And then
Mhm.
it just went from there, and I just kept on going and seeing what I could do to improve practice and change things.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely. No, you're an incredible woman, and you're, of course, everybody in the NHS. You, for the last few years, it's been tough on everybody, hasn't it? And I'd
Oh,
say especially people that's worked in the NHS because you've all been so full on. And yeah, you high five to all of you because you're absolutely incredible for what you do. But going back to pageants a bit now, so how is your preparation for the next 5 weeks? Are you ready?
I think yes, a little stress is probably a little bit creeping in now, but yeah. So I got my evening wear and my fashion wear, oh, my sports wear. So yeah, I've tried to, keep things on a budget. So like I've rented my evening wear is rented from another girl. We probably all guess who at this point.
I have got no idea. No. I might have a clue. Oh, but no, that's really good because as well, it's so good for the environment and it keeps the cost down because we all know. I mean, pageants aren't cheap. They're not a cheap hobby.
No,
We all know that. And I mean, if you can find someone that's the same sort of height or the same build as you, it's brilliant. I think it's wonderful. So because well, it's fabulous. If you can rent, I mean, if I could rent, I'll be well happy. But no one's the same shape as me.
there will
So
be.
I never can find anyone the same shape. So yeah, you've got it good there. So you've got 3 rounds in UK's National Miss. I think it's wonderful they do a sports round, either
Yeah,
sports, is it sports or swimwear with UK National Miss?
no, just sportswear, and it's
It is
open to.
just sport.
It's not. It doesn't have to be sort of a gym set. It can be aligned to whatever. If you practice a sport or do a sport, it's aligned to whatever you want it to be. It's not strict and sort of you have to wear a gym set. Somebody I think had horse riding and other things last year. It was great to see.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's brilliant. We need a gymnast and a tennis player to mix it up a bit then. That'd be fabulous. But I like that. I do like that. I mean, I've never ever competed in sportswear before, but I just love it. I mean, it looks so comfortable as well. There's no worry about wobbling about on heels in that round,
No,
is there? I mean, what is it like getting on stage in trainers?
oh, don't want to take them off once they're on. You're like, can I just do my evening wear in them? Will anybody see?
To be honest, yeah, that'd probably be quite comfortable, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be just absolutely fabulous. Do you know what? I think I'd like that. I mean, I must admit this actually, I have when I watched the pageant. I was wearing a very long evening where I wasn't competing, but I must admit, I went back to the room at Park Hall when I was staying and I did put my trainers on because I thought, well, I look a
Yeah.
little bit shorter, but I'm really comfortable now because after sort of 6 hours of wearing them, I was like, no, I've got these shoes have got to come off now. So yeah, they should do a new thing. Trainers with your evening wear, definitely. So, what's your favourite round in pageantry? The one that you're most looking forward to doing?
I always love fashion because I also love how it's interpreted and everybody's idea of fashion, the absolutely incredible, amazing outfits that we see. I think you just never know what's who's going to turn up in what, and I just think it's so exciting to see the creations that people have, and yeah, and I just think you get so inspired by other people, and you know, and the renting that we see between different fashions. I just think it's really good because it doesn't matter if you've seen it on one person and on a different stage. It'll look completely different and brand new on somebody else on a different stage.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, it's great fashion round, isn't it? Because people just really sort of go out there, don't they? And you can be wearing anything at all. I mean, like I say, I just love all of it. I just love watching. I'm like, oh, look at that gown, look at that. Oh, I want that fashion wear. Like, it's wonderful being a spectator. I do enjoy watching pageants very much, and I just love cheering people on, and that's what it's all about. I mean, I will be doing a lot of miles this year to come to pageants to support
Yeah.
women that I really want to support. So you're one of them. I'm going to be there. So thank you so much, Annabelle. All of us here at Pageant, and wish you the very best of luck at UK's National Miss. We'll all be there to support you and screaming in the crowd anyway. So I just want to remind people of who else we've got this month. We've already had the lovely Helen, Carla, and Annabelle this evening. So the last one of May, next Wednesday, is the lovely Megan Peters. So I cannot wait to speak to her next week. So thanks again, Annabelle, very, very much for coming on. And I will see everybody next week for Queen's Table. Bye.